Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of James Bond Bitcoin Live 00131. Hashtag test. Yes, this is a test, everybody. You're going to enjoy this. Anyways, let me go in the notes section here, and this is kind of what I'll be talking about today. Um, Bond Trading View. A list of top 55 coins and tokens compared to Bitcoin percentage and all-time high. So flagged for shorts. So if you don't know what that is a customized view of on-chain FX, customized just for you for Jon Bond Trading View. And it's basically set up to show you a comparison of Bitcoin against other altcoins. And I have flagged certain coins with my proprietary secret formula webbot trading machine. I don't have a webbot trading machine, but I do have a secret formula that I do use to give all you altcoiners an opportunity and chance to dump your altcoins or look for exit to get more Bitcoin. So I'll go over that today. And then I'll be talking about this, leaked documents, withheld funds, and altcoin pumps. Bittrex faces increasing scrutiny. So we'll talk about that. Seems like this is typical cryptocurrency, right? Also in the notes section is Coinbase halts Litecoin Ether trades as prices spike. Wow, aren't you? Well, I don't know if you were excited or not excited. I don't have Coinbase anymore, so it's nothing for me to worry about. Anyways, Litecoin and Ether, actually a lot of coins are taking a nice little pump today. What's going on? I don't know, but we'll take a look at it. And then $20 to send. Western Union gets revenge on Bitcoin for ad parody. You remember that? You remember that little meme about Western Union costing $5 to send $50, but you could send, any amount of money 24/7 for a penny using Bitcoin? Well, I think that kind of came back to haunt all you Bitcoiners out there. So Western Union gets a little revenge. New in the game, cryptocurrency system lets you buy assets in the virtual reality world. Interesting story. If you know about Second Life, if you know anything about Second Life, Second Life obviously was a virtual reality game. You had a Second Life, a virtual life, and in this virtual world, people were creating. They created a little economy. I think they were called Linden dollars or Second Life dollars, whatever they were. Anyways, people were designing whole different virtual realities, and they were getting paid for it. Unfortunately, back then they didn't have blockchain technology, and people were copying other people's work. And anyways, maybe this is something interesting. Interesting enough. I'm interested in augmented reality, VR goggles or glasses that do some kind of augmented reality. It'd be nice if we can really get to that point. I don't think total immersive virtual reality is. I don't know. I think it's interesting, but I really like augmented physical reality, where you could be like a Super Saiyan, have the kind of glasses, and all this stuff pops up, and sci-fi stuff. I'm all into that. I don't know how well it'll work. I think people will start walking around and just literally either walk into a wall, walk into a ditch, or walk in front of a car. So there may be some danger to it. And today I did look up the donational address. Apparently somebody somebody did donate to the Bitcoin pot of gold. And so we'll check it out. I have the 8th clue in the notes section. 8th clue to the 8th word of the 24-word Mnemonic Seed. Practice test questions. So we'll go over that. And then I'll also go, there's also the BIP39 English text for the 200 and some odd words of the many different mnemonic seed variations of the Mnemonic Seed. So I'll go over that as well if you're ever wondering what words are being used for the mnemonic seeds. Okay, so continuing on to the rest of the notes section that's been partitioned off, I have Coinspectator, real-time cryptocurrency news aggregator. These are basically news aggregators if you can't tell. Crypto Panic is a news aggregator platform indicating impact on price and market for traders and cryptocurrency enthusiasts. Or professionals. If you're a professional, I guess you can use this as well. So, all right, next in the notes section that's been partitioned off, it's I have my favorite "It's time to stop" meme. I have a link to that. Really, people, it's time to stop with these hard forks. It really is. All right, so I have Bitcoin Uranium, Bitcoin Cash Plus, Bitcoin Classic, Super Bitcoin, Bitcoin Diamond, BID, Bitcoin Diamond BID, and then Bitcoin Diamond BCD, and then Bitcoin X BCX. And then I have also a list of airdrops from cryptocree.com/airdrop for those of you who love receiving free money falling from the sky. All right, next in the notes section that's been partitioned off, I have SegWit charts, if you're wondering about SegWit adoption. Coin Codex, which is a listing platform very similar to CoinMarketCap. Live Coin Watch, really enjoying that. Another listing platform. CoinGecko, another listing platform with indices for the developer participation as well as community participation. Really useful if you don't know anything about the coin that you're buying. And once you bought it, and then you do research into it, and then you realize how much of a crap coin you bought, I'm sure CoinGecko is going to help you realize that. BitInfo Charts, that's another listing platform, a little bit different. It does list price, but it also helps you understand the hashing rate of each blockchain, the block times. You can do a comparison between all the at least major blockchains. It doesn't have like a comprehensive list. It's not like, it doesn't have every crap coin available. Let me see, Joho mempool statistics, very useful if you're trying to do transactions on the Bitcoin blockchain and you wanted to figure out what fee you should use to get into the next block. Salome.io, also a listing platform, but this one measures the social media volume because you want to know who's going to be socially engineered into buying those coins for a pump and dump for the most part. Really useful website. I enjoy using Salome.io. And then Transaction Accelerator if you need it. We'll take a look at the Bitcoin fees. We'll take a look at the Bitcoin mempool. And then I'll also do a Bitcoin chart analysis as well. All right, so what's next is Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash hash rate historical chart 6 months. Just in case you want to know the hashing rate between the two competing blockchains that are basically fighting for the mining algorithm hash rate. And then next in the notes section that's been partitioned off, can Bitcoin be replaced via multiple hard forks? James Bond interview on Crush the Street, published November 9th. interview November 7th. Check it out. I say some interesting things. Collecting your free Bitcoin Gold coins with Coinami. Link to the Konami support desk. If you still haven't figured out how to split your Bitcoin Gold, unless you were basically hacked or defrauded or lied to from my BTG wallet and some other wallets. And then I have a video that I made just to show you how easy it is to use Coinami to split your Bitcoin Gold. It's how to split Bitcoin Gold BTG01. So that should be helpful. And just in case if you can't download Coinami because you have an Apple or whatever other device, a non-Android device, you can use their recovery phrase tool, the mnemonic code converter, and you could import your mnemonic seed into that. You could do it offline. Just select, after you do that, you just select Bitcoin Gold and they'll populate the address, and basically you just split it for you. And then I have a link to Bitcoin Gold. I haven't gone there because I'm afraid that it might have a virus or some malware that's going to steal all my Bitcoin. But you can check it out if you want to. All right, and next in the notes section, partitioned off, if you've been watching any cryptocurrency videos or have you seen my video and there was an ad, if you saw an ad for BitConnect, usually some guy by the name Craig Grant trying to convince you that BitConnect's the greatest thing since sliced bread, or his mistress, Juliana, flashing like money. You might want to check out these articles before you dump your life savings into BitConnect. Why has ICO Index labeled BitConnect as an outright fraud? Notice regarding high yield coins on top of BitConnect. And what is BitConnect? And why have we decided to distance ourselves from it? And on top of that, if you need some more information, I do have a video for you. It's called James Bond Bitcoin Live 0017, where I interview 3 BitConnect users. 2 of them rage quit. 1 of them was stupid enough to stick around to let you know where you could find him. I had a 4th guest who was not involved in BitConnect at all. It's pretty obvious and pretty apparent to him that they're involved in a Ponzi. And then I had a special guest appearance, Ozzy the BS Filter, who still can't seem to figure out that BitConnect is a scam. Still can't figure that out. And then what else? Okay, so finally in the notes section that's partitioned off, the last part is I have the video theme for this video, 10 ACT prep tips, tricks, and strategies to skyrocket your ACT score. Because today we're going to be having a test. And then I have the link to hashtag Yes2X101, what you're looking at. How mature are you? And also I have a link to Pot of Gold as well as a donational address to the Bitcoin Pot of Gold. It's a SegWit address. So I did look up the address, and apparently someone did make a donation. So I can give the 8th clue to the 8th word of the 24-word mnemonic seed. I'll be going over that today. All right, so let's see who's all in the live chat here. FUD Machine. I see Dual Overhead. Camness was really early. He was here first, actually, from what I could tell. But I see you do FUD Machine. I know my cover meme says 11 p.m. when I designed it. If I put 11:30, then one side would be kind of longer than the other side, so I kind of shortened it. And so forgive me, I did mislead you, but at least you're here early. Let's see, DD8209, welcome. Good to see you again. And Dual Overhead Camness. The famous cryptocurrencies. How you doing? And Andre Barnwell, welcome, welcome, welcome. DJ Cal, hey, I think that's the first time I've seen you. And Carlos, welcome back. It's been a while. Missed you very much. In a guy friend way, not in a loving relationship or anything. 21 Million Club, you're here every time. Check out 21 Million Club. He has a channel as well. He does live stream during the day. And then let's see who else is here. Let me see. Andre Barnwell. Pokemon was a testimony to the people walking into traffic, among other things. Really? I think when like the first smartphones were coming out, people were literally like walking into walls, walking into like light poles, and literally walking into traffic, like because people were like looking down and texting and everything. Boy, I think we come a long way. We kind of multitask now. We can text, call, and watch a video all at the same time now. It's amazing. Let's see what's up here. Oh goodness. Robot voice interview. Okay, interesting. I don't know what you're trying to say over there, dual overhead camness. And also, hey, Patrick, I see you in the chat. Welcome. Ozzy. Poor Ozzy still getting ripped on. Well, yeah, Richie Rich, I'm not trying to rip on Ozzy. It's just that video was about BitConnect, and for some reason, he made a special appearance. And I mean, as far as I know, to this date, he will not. Ozzy, the BS filter, will not admit that BitConnect is a Ponzi or a scam. He just says he can't say it's a scam because he can't figure out that it's a Ponzi. But the rest of the community, and pretty much, I mean, the rest of the community knows that BitConnect is a Ponzi, right? But some reason, this Ozzy, the quote unquote BS filter, just can't filter the BS on this one. I'm not trying. He's just in the video, so when people watch it, whatever. Let me see. Herojust Jive, Space Odyssey Network, Jacob TS, Qbro, welcome to the chat. All right, so all right, thank you everybody for being in the chat. Thank you for watching here. So let's go to the meme here. Are you mature? No, how mature are you? With the price of Bitcoin going up and the price of all these other altcoins going up as well. I mean, Litecoin has taken a big pump. Ethereum seems to be taking a big pump, which I'll probably go over them as well. Let's compare them to Bitcoin. I think they may have actually, those two coins have actually made a gain against Bitcoin. So all you Litecoin and Ethereum holders, good for you. Not only are you making money, but you're also making a Bitcoin gain. So that's a double plus, and that's wonderful. Hopefully you'll come to your senses and look for an exit on those altcoins and get into Bitcoin where you can make even more money. Okay, so now that we have a lot of people in this space, you kind of have to measure yourself. Like, how mature are you? Like, how mature are you in this space? Because a lot of people are coming in, and maybe some people who consider themselves quote unquote businessmen, smart people, or rich people, qualified people who can determine whether can tell you how to make money, quote unquote, people coming into the space. I'm a little doubtful, because this is totally different. All right, unless you deal in cash or you deal in an environment where everything's hostile, right? Everybody cannot be trusted. Cryptocurrency is a whole, different world, and I've had to learn the hard way. And hopefully, for anybody who's listening, you can learn from my lessons. Okay, dual overhead camness says crush the street interview with the robot voice. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is. I don't know if he has a little voice thingy that he did, or the output wasn't that great, or maybe it was me. But I'm pretty sure my mic works because I watch the videos after I make them. Just to see how they the quality, and I think my mic works pretty good. But yeah, I did have a robot voice. I think the reason is because I came back from the future to the past to tell you how I couldn't tell you everything, but I try to hint at you that bitcoins will become worthless because it will go to infinity to the point where nobody can afford to buy your bitcoin, not even a satoshi amount. Satoshi amount has gone so high in value that nobody actually transacts anymore. They just say they have Bitcoin, and then you leverage, your Bitcoin on some other, whatever commodity or future money there is. And if you didn't know, that's why I have the robot voice. I'm actually an old man that came back from the past. I'm just kidding. We need Richie Rich says we need more noobs. Well, I think we're gonna get some more noobs. I mean, definitely more noobs are coming in, and I think that might explain some of the price rise. Coinbase did shut down temporarily, and a lot of people are gonna come in and they're gonna probably think that they're experts, or they know more than the people who have been here. Someone who's been in Bitcoin for 3 years is probably more qualified than a college educated PhD, Harvard, Yale, billionaire, who has basically just gotten into the cryptocurrency space, or basically just bought their first Bitcoin through Coinbase or something stupid like that. And now all of a sudden, they just know, how things should go forward. uh, you have to keep in mind some of these quote unquote millionaires have been socially engineered and lost a lot of money. I remember the millionaire investor who lost their Ethereum. I remember a few millionaires who foolishly was socially engineered into sending their Bitcoin. So how green are you? So there's going to be a lot of people who are green, definitely green, really green, and then definitely a lot of people who are going to be wet behind the ears. So I think it may not be our responsibility. I mean, it's almost like if you get into this space, you just have to learn. You either listen to the people who have been here and heed their warning, or most likely what happens is people just ignore you because they don't know the trials and tribulation uh, coming basically coming to them. When you talk about bank account closures, when you talk about your funds being frozen, exchange hacks, withdrawal issues, when you start trading on exchanges, all these things, they just don't listen. You're going to get scammed if you risk your money too much. You participate in these fraudulent schemes, and yes, you made money. You probably have made money, but you're going to get involved in one where it looks like you're making money, and you're saying, "What can go wrong this time?" I mean, I keep making money. What can happen? And then that one time, you're probably going to lose it all. So all your hard work and effort is for nothing. So, anyways, how mature are you in this cryptocurrency space? It doesn't matter where you came from or who you are, how much money you have. If you're new, you're not very mature at all. So it takes some time to get ripe and seasoned. So anyways, let's go on to the rest of the show from now on here. All right. So here we are. And this is the Bitcoin pot of gold. The QR code on the left side here in the arrow pointing to the big Bitcoin pot of gold here. That's the donational address. Please donate. Take your wallet, your Bitcoin wallet, all right? And then scan that QR code, push send all, high priority, yes, send, whatever you have to do. And then I did have someone donate. It was on December the 6th. So it's been a while since I checked it. Someone did donate. We'll check that out. So I will be giving the clue to the eighth word of the eighth clue to the eighth word of the 24-word Mnemonic Seed. All right. If somebody else donates, I'll give away the ninth clue to the ninth word of the 24-word Mnemonic Seed. I think it's like $150 worth of Bitcoin right now. So if more people can donate, I'm sure more people would try to participate in cracking this code. The QR code on the right here. Right here, actually. Trying to kind of point to it so anyone can see it. That QR code is the encrypted private key. Now keep in mind this is a SegWit address, so if you have a SegWit wallet, you should be able to scan it and then it should be able to sweep. I don't actually have a SegWit wallet. Actually, all of my wallets are not SegWit compatible yet. I should probably download a SegWit wallet and do a review on that. But since I already know how to use a private key with a Bitcoin sender, I did an interview with Kyle Honeycutt. He actually designed a SegWit generator as well as a SegWit sender. So all you have to do is put your private key in there. It will do all the redeem script and everything, and then you put the address where you want to sweep the keys, and it'll just do all that. Input the fees. Really nice, really simple. But if you don't know how to do that, then you may. It takes a little bit of work. You may have to learn how to do that. Anyways, right here is the if you have a regular barcode scanner or a QR code scanner. This takes you a link to Yellow Fever for You. He's the one that gave me this idea. Thank you, Yellow Fever for You. Right, so here's the address. Here's the donational address if you wanted to know. And then, no, I don't use blockchain info as a wallet. I just use it as an explorer. It seems to be really easy, intuitive, and everybody can see blockchain, and you get the point. It's just an explorer I use. All right, so here is it's $150 worth right now. Let me just convert it over to Bitcoin. And someone sent me 0.002 Bitcoin, which at the time was $2.44. Right now it's worth $3.28. So someone sent me December 6th. And so thank you very much to whoever did that. I did check out the transaction. Let's go check it out. And look at this transaction. This is pretty amazing. All right. So first of all, I want to say that whoever sent this Bitcoin to me, I was first on their list to be sent Bitcoins. But look at the amounts here. This is amazing. You could do a little blockchain analysis. Look at the amounts here. What this person did, this person sent a batch transaction. So basically, let's see what it is. And yes, that says over $2 million worth. So whoever had this address, if you can tell how this operated, this is the originating address. These are all the addresses that this person wanted to send. All right, and you can see I could tell he did it. Whoever did it, he or she did it of high importance to low importance. So me being on top of the list right there, you could tell, right? Just joking. I noticed that it was probably the lowest amount to the highest amount. So they had a list, and they made a list, and maybe I was being nice. It goes all the way up to the 32,000. It could be their own address, maybe not. But I know for sure this last address is their address because that is a return address from the original. So they sent a batch transaction. So $2 million worth was sent out. 2,358,291.24 as of right now, I guess, was sent back to the originating address, which is this right here. So wow, that's impressive. I don't know if this is an individual or it could be a company. Let's see how many Bitcoins that is. So basically a total of 147 Bitcoins, 143 was returned back to the original address. So I wanted to take a look originally at the fees, and it's, let me see, it was 323,694 Satoshis. Or if you want to look in dollar value, it was $53.27. So this is a really smart way of sending transactions if you're going to do it. If you're going to be sending like transactions and you want to get the bang for your buck, you want to send like in a batch. And if you know how to do that, Coinbin allows you to do that. So that's something you might want to learn how to use. Coinbin will allow you to send multiple addresses in a batch. And then, of course, you want one of the addresses, which is this, for this person, it would be this one down here, to be the return address. So I don't know how many outputs there is. It doesn't, let me see if it tells me. No, it just tells me the quantity of outputs. It doesn't tell me the number of outputs. But basically, the person paid $53 to do, I don't know how many. It seems like a lot. But that's a smart way to do it. And if you break it down per transaction, it was probably like, you know, $2 a transaction. And the nice thing is with the high fee like that, it was, let me see, it says here weighted. Excuse me. Oh, sorry if I sneezed in your ear there. But basically, it was weighted like 59 Satoshis per byte. And so it's not bad. It probably comes down to $2 or $3 per address. So probably not bad. Let me see. So thank you, whoever who's done this. It's an honor to receive Bitcoins from a millionaire, so to speak. An honor. It really is. Anyway, so here you go. Here's the address. That's how many is in the Bitcoins. So go ahead and donate to it, please. All right, so this is in the notes section, okay, is a link to, let me see here, the 8th clue. So 8th clue to the 8th word of the 24 Mnemonic Seed. This is basically the test here. So the clue of the 8th clue, this is the 8th clue of the 24 word Mnemonic Seed, or the 8th word to the 24 word Mnemonic Seed. So here you go. You should give this a try. I tried the first page of this without, you know, it's basically the ACT test is basically, I think it's 60 questions for the math part, and you're given literally 1 minute per question. So it's a 60-minute test. It's a time test. Give this a try. It's been a while since I've taken a test, and I have to tell you, the blood started flowing into my brain. I had to think. And out of the, let me see, out of the 12, I only got 2 wrong. And I have to tell you, I had to like it was almost like, you know, going back to school, where I was like literally had to remember like how to solve math problems. Some of this is kind of complicated, you know. And this was just the first one. There's actually more of these. There's almost like, I think there's 5 more of these. So 60 questions. And if you time it, you're only supposed to have like 60 minutes to finish this test. And so I think I took more than 12 minutes to answer some of these. But the clue to the 8th word of the 24 word Mnemonic Seed is basically on this webpage here. So just go through it, have fun, see how smart or maybe see how dumb you are, or just go through it and realize, man, I need to exercise my brain. I need to exercise my brain more often, because if you're stuck for a very long time or having a difficulty, then you probably need to exercise your brain, because some of these are very, very tricky. Uh, Feel free to use a calculator. You're allowed to use a calculator, so don't feel bad. I used a calculator. Trying to do this in my head, I got a little confused, but this is the clue to this is the eighth clue to the eighth word of the 24-word mnemonic seed. So there you go, everybody. So have fun. Good luck to you all. And also, to help you out, here's the next thing. Here is the list. Okay. So I'm going to provide you with the list of the words. So somewhere there's like over 2,049 words. Okay, 2,049 words that are used in the mnemonic seed, on the BIP39 mnemonic seed, according English words. And so any combination, 24 combination of all these words is basically the mnemonic seed that you can, basically crack the mnemonic seed. So I'm giving you the eighth clue. If you already know what the eighth word is and everything, and you got 8 words, then the rest of it, you just have to, play around. So plenty. Wow, there's a lot of words. A lot of words. So there you go. If you're wondering where the list of words comes from, here it is. And so good luck to you on that as well. And at least you'll know there's only like 1, 2, 3, 4 words with a Z. So have fun. All right, so there's a link for that in the notes section, so you all can check that out. So there you go. All right, so good luck to you all. All right, so all right, finally, here we are. Okay, since I've given out the clue to the eighth clue to the eighth word of the 24-word mnemonic seed of the treasure hunt, I'm done with that now. So here is my bond, my very infamous, very famous, almost accurate. It seems like everything that I put in this box here seems to either go up in price, or it helps you to dump all these coins, or helps you exit out of these coins to get more Bitcoin. And that's kind of what they've been doing. And that's my point of creating this, is to help you, get more Bitcoins. All right. So here it is, bond trading view. It says right here, my customized, very proprietary, formula of coming up with these list of coins here. Web trading bot machine. I don't have a web trading bot machine. All right. Bond trading view. This view created by James Bond Bitcoin Live, list of 55 coins and tokens compared to Bitcoin percentage and all-time high, flagged for shorts. So here are the tokens that I have flagged for shorts. Let's see, in Bitcoin value, right now it's in US dollar value, but right here there's a Bitcoin value that I could click on, and it seems like a lot of these coins have done very well today compared to Bitcoin. And so if you had Ethereum, Ripple, Dash, Decred, Waves, Ardor's back up here, even Tron, library credits, let's see, Litecoin, even EOS, Ethereum on steroids, they've all made a pretty decent gain against Bitcoin. So you should be looking, to exit out of these coins. So the top here is by priority. These are probably will give you the best chance of getting most amount of Bitcoins. The bottom, a little bit lower priority, but they're still there. They're still there for you to look at. Time I'll be going over these, and so we'll take a look at comparison to Bitcoin. All right, so maybe I'll get back to this a little bit later. Actually, let me go ahead and refresh this right now. So, and get a refresh. Okay, it's refreshing now. All right, let's see. Okay, let's have a look. That's the US dollar value. Everyone made some money today, but obviously, if you're an altcoin trader, you're not looking to make money, you're looking to make more Bitcoin. Still pretty decent returns. So, all right, excellent. All right, so let's go on to the news section. All right, here's the news section. Leaked documents, withheld funds, and altcoin pumps. Bittrex faces increasing scrutiny. So welcome to the cryptocurrency space. It's actually a lot better because before, from the last pump, from the last bubble of 2013 and 2014, it used to be a lot worse, right? Nobody would ever scrutinize anything. There would be a lot of exit scams. There's a lot of hacks, a lot of inside jobs. And so it was much worse than this. I think compared to 2013 and 2014, 2017, I think it's relatively, it's still, there's still a lot of scams going on, but at least the scams are in a way that are not so blatant. Some are blatant, but now it's like nonchalant. Like people make it seem like a cool thing. And it's amazing how people fall for it. I don't know if we had any major hacks, or I can say it's a major hack yet. We haven't had many, not a big enough collapse quite yet. Nothing to drive down the price, but I'm sure there's going to be something that's going to cause the price to drop at some point in time in the future. But let's see what they're talking about here. Leaked documents. So let's go over some of these first things here. Well, let me just read the first paragraph. Prominent cryptocurrency exchange. Let me just scroll down just a little bit more so you can see the headlines as well. Prominent cryptocurrency exchange, Bittrex, has come under increasing scrutiny in recent weeks. A Russian Telegram channel indicates that a customer was accidentally forwarded passport documents and other sensitive data for users of the exchange in an email generated by the exchange. Also, a number of Iranian traders are complaining that they have been blocked from using the platform and thus rendered unable to withdraw funds held on Bittrex. And lastly, a self-confessed market manipulator professed to have purchased a Tesla with profits generated by conducting altcoin pump and dumps on the exchange. So welcome to cryptocurrency, everybody. Welcome to cryptocurrency. Oh, hello, Merch Studios. I just saw you right now. Welcome to the chat. Looks like you've been here for a while. Sorry, I've been busy jibber jabbering. And so, yes, okay, so the leaked documents, very bad, very bad. Apparently, they leaked the document to a Russian person who then goes onto a Russian Telegram channel and to tell everybody about it. And I don't know, would you trust a Russian with your personal information? You know, they're not, as far as I know, the Russians are not quite known for keeping that a good secret. So, and it was accidentally forwarded by Bittrex, and so far it seems like Bittrex is offering the victim of this mistake 2 years of what do they call it? private security, not private, privacy protection. You know, like what's that? You know, the banks, when you go into a bank or you call a credit card company, they always try to sell you this like credit report protection program. Basically, that's kind of what they offered. They haven't done it; they just offered it. Okay, and so there's the leaked documents. Withheld funds. Apparently, some Iranian citizens have been trading on Bittrex, probably for a while now, and this is before regulations have been kicked in, before all these exchanges have been scrutinized for money laundering and know your customer policies. And apparently, there's some Iranian traders who have been locked out of their account. Now, this is not surprising because I would have to say that if you're on an exchange, even local Bitcoins, and you don't have control of your private key, yes, that's what's going to happen. You're going to eventually, you're at the mercy of this centralized exchange. And so there's that going on in Bittrex. And then finally, last but not least, this is not a surprise, but it may be a surprise. But somebody, all right, a self-confessed market manipulator, right, professes that he basically bought a Tesla with the profits generated from doing all the pump and dumps on altcoins on Bittrex. So all these little pumps and dumps that you've been seeing, that basically Bittrex trades on, it used to be Poloniex. I don't know what's happening with Poloniex. Maybe there a lot of pump and dumpers are losing favor with Poloniex and are now favoring Bittrex. But all the coins, all the crap coins that you've seen on Bittrex, they were all pump and dumps for the most part, and you were just putting money into somebody else's pocket who basically bought it at cheap price and then pumped it up, got it all hyped up, and then basically dumped it on you. So interesting story. Go ahead and read it. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. Let me see here. FUD Machine, you're saying ETH will take over Bitcoin. Maybe. Sorry for the bright screen. I don't know what's going on. Why is it not reading? Anyways, let me refresh it. Let's see what it does. Okay, finally. Andre Barnwell, yeah, he bought a Tesla. I think Teslas are not. People say I don't know if people who buy Teslas are environmentally conscious. I think it's more of a status. A Tesla is really a status of, I think, your wealth. It's like it's better than a Porsche or BMW because you have something that actually not a lot of people have. And to have a Tesla it's a statement. It is a statement. Is it worth it? I don't know if it's worth it. The charging stations. I know that what's that? Whole Foods have charging stations for free for electric vehicles. I think they have like 2 or maybe 3 spots. Other than that, I mean, there's really nowhere else to charge your Tesla. You're literally like, tied to a radial diameter of your house, where obviously you would have a charging station at your house that you probably have to install on top of that. So it's not like I can just get in my Tesla and then drive to Canada, drive to New York from Texas, and then drive to California, and that's just probably not going to happen. There's probably you need more charging stations, and on top of that, it takes time to charge. It just doesn't charge instantly. So you have to park. You have to be parked for a while until your Tesla is all powered up, topped out. All right. Let me see. Coinbase halts Litecoin and Ether trades as price spikes. So it's not bad enough that Coinbase shuts down, right, as the price of Bitcoin goes up. But now even your Litecoin purchases and your Ethereum purchases also shuts down the price or shuts down Coinbase. So I mean, you just can't win. You just can't win. If they add more coins, could you imagine if they added more coins, and then like all three of them pumped each on every other day or certain days? Coinbase would never be operational. This is this is bad. This is not looking good for Coinbase, and probably all the new people who are buying in are probably like thinking, you know, what is this? What's the problem here? So anyways, so let's take a quick look at the price of Litecoin and Ethereum. Let's go to CoinMarketCap here. All right, so here's CoinMarketCap. Hey Brian, how you doing? Howdy. All right, so let's look up Ethereum first. Let's see how Ethereum's doing. Seems to be really popping right now. All right, a 17% increase in price. Looks like it looks good, doesn't it? It looks good. I don't know. It's an increase from a bottom. So anyway, let's just take a let's just go from let's be fair. Let's just say from here to present time. Let's take a look and let's see here. Okay. As far as Bitcoin value, as you can see right here, it's nothing more than which looks like to me a dead cat bounce, because the price of Bitcoin has been going up very high. So as far as Ethereum, US dollar value, it looks great. On Bitcoin value, it just looks like a dead cat bounce. But let's see here. Let me do a 3-day. I'm sure the 3-day will look awesome. Let me see. Today's the 12th. So 9, I think 09. 09. There we go. All right. So yeah, the last 3 days it is looking good. It kind of has been looking good, and now it's starting to really pump. So if you have Ethereum, you probably I always say this, you probably want to look for an exit if you want to get more Bitcoins, because as far as overall, let me refresh one more time. All right, so but if I look at it overall, especially at the peak, and I know it's going to look bad, but you know, we have to. Well, I'll just pull it out from here. Again, I'll just pull it out from here. I know I'm kind of being a little selective, but you kind of have to look at the overall trend, what it's been doing. So since the peak, this little piece right here, let me just zoom in right here at this time. Now, if you look at it, this, okay, and right here, it peaked out at around what, November 25th, so the day after Christmas. This is when it peaked out as far as Bitcoin value at let me see, 590,000 800. I'm sorry, 5,908,380 satoshis. Okay, and so if you look at this, it's been trending downwards and took a large, very steep dive here to have a smaller, you know, it looks like it's kind of bouncing and then dips again, and now it's bouncing a little higher. But if you look at this chart since literally last month, a month ago, it's not doing that great. Okay, I know it's making all-time highs in US dollar, but against Bitcoin, different story, right? Totally different story. Okay, so let's take a look at Litecoin real quick. You know, it appears to me that the value of Ethereum and value of Litecoin and basically a value of all these other altcoins are really tied to the increased price of Bitcoin, because these altcoins haven't really increased until Bitcoin prices increase as far as US dollar value. So I know I looked at Litecoin before. We'll take a look right here. We'll just take a look right here. This is all Bitcoin value in terms of Bitcoin. The orange line is Bitcoin value. So since May, earlier this year, it looks like you're not quite. It looks like you're not quite at its peak. The peak was, as far as Bitcoin value, is right here, and it looks like it's really got a break here. Let me see, 2,142,310 satoshis. It's like their peak, and there's another peak. So it's had several peaks here, right around the 2 million satoshis, right here, right here, right here in this area, and then it's been trending downwards. Took a large dip down, and it's gaining, right? It is gaining. It is gaining. So you know, let's check out the last 3 days. It hasn't made a higher high as far as Bitcoin value. Just it hasn't made a higher high. So that's all I can say about that. Let me see here. Let me put in the 3 days here. So take a look at the 3 day. So in a 3 day, yeah, you're doing awesome. You pretty much, it looks like you pretty much doubled, a little bit more than doubled your Bitcoin. Question is, how much Litecoin do you have? So how long can this maintain, sustain itself? I don't know, but it's back on my list of shorts, obviously. Believe it or not, it's actually not even a high priority. It's a little bit on lower priority. But you know what I'm going to say? Start looking for an exit, because you know you want to make as much Bitcoin as you can. So if you got in early enough, you might want to look. You might want to look for an exit. So yeah, it's almost doubled. It's doubled its Bitcoin. It was at 900,000 satoshis. Now it's at 1.8 million satoshis, around there. So this is a good. This actually in the last 3 days has doubled your Bitcoin. Question is, if you had 100, would you have 100 Bitcoins in there already? If you did, it would have probably pumped the price up earlier. So anyways, so that's a quick look at Litecoin. Litecoin's looking good. I have to admit that. Litecoin is looking good. Ethereum, not so good, in my opinion. Not so good. The dollar value looks good, but when you compare it to Bitcoin value, Litecoin is not looking good. All right, so hate to burst some Litecoin people's bubbles there. So that's an interesting story right there. Coinbase halts Litecoin Ether trades as prices spike. All right, what's next here? Okay, Does everybody does do you all remember this meme right here? I remember it, man. I would see it in the subreddits all over the place. People wrote articles about it. Um, so let's take a look here at what it's saying now. All right, so Western Union, to send $50, it costs you $5 for the transfer fee. Now, it may not include the exchange rates and all that, but Bitcoin was touted at the time with, you could send any amount 24/7 for only 1 cent fee. Well, we're not that's we're not there anymore. 1 cent fees are hard to come by right now. You can still send any amount. You can you can do it 24/7. That hasn't changed. The fees have changed though. Now, I wonder if people still use Bitcoin to transfer money. The answer is yes. Yes. I do that all the time, or I don't do that all. I guess I do that all the time. But the people who buy Bitcoins from me, they tell me that they use it to send money. All right, and for whatever reason, they don't use Western Union, or they don't wire it, or whatever the reason. For who knows why? Who knows? Before, I was told that their Western Union transfers were rejected. So this could be a reason. And even if they were charged a fee, Western Union wouldn't even complete the transaction. So to this day, people still use Bitcoin to transfer money, even though the fees are probably at an all-time high. All right, but there's a thing about it. When this was made, I think Bitcoin was definitely under 1,000. I think it might have been even under $500 at the time. So the fee in relation to the price, the lower the price of Bitcoin, even though you have a larger Satoshi fee, could represent a smaller US dollar amount. Now, with Bitcoin almost being about $17,000, you could have a very small fee, but the value of that fee in US dollar terms could be anywhere from $10 to $20. So, you take it out of context, the fact that the price of Bitcoin is, almost $17,000, you could technically have a smaller fee than you did in 2014, and it would still be $10 to $15. All right, so it's a little misleading. Do people still use it as a competitor to Western Union? Yes, people still do. The only difference is they don't do it for $100 or $200 or $300. It's done at like a couple $1,000s. People are transferring like a couple $1,000s, sometimes even a couple $100,000, and paying a $12 fee is not a problem. I mean, technically, you can send $1 million right now, and it only costs anywhere from $12 to $50. Matter of fact, let's go back to this transaction here. Think about it. This person sent Jay Glad. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the live chat. So if you look at this transaction here, the person who donated some Bitcoins to me to the Bitcoin pot of gold, if you think about it, this person literally transferred over $2 million and paid, sent all Bitcoins to all these addresses, and basically did it for $54. But if you break it out to the transaction, it's probably like $3 to $4, maybe $5, probably less than $5. I think there's more than 10 transactions in here. There's probably maybe, I haven't counted, but there's probably up to 18 to 20 transactions in here. So basically, for $2 to $3 per transactions, this person basically moved over $2 million around. That's incredible. So when I look at this, it seems like it seems like Western Union got their revenge on Bitcoin, but really, I don't know. I can't say that Western Union got their revenge on Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is now more popular than ever. It wouldn't surprise me if the value of Bitcoin is worth more than Western Union as a market cap. More people are getting involved despite the higher fees and the mempool being full all the time. Matter of fact, the mempool being full all the time tells me people are using Bitcoin. People are using Bitcoin. And I can basically testify to it, if you want to say that. I could be a witness. I bear witness to these events, because I do trade Bitcoin peer-to-peer, and I see these transactions for myself. People are using it. And they're using it for their own purpose. If they want to send money all over the world, they can, without any issue. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They can still transact for a penny. It'll just take a long time to get confirmed. But if they know the person, that person can just go ahead and send on an unconfirmed transaction. I mean, depending on the wallet you have, and I use Coinbase as a sender. You could probably use any Bitcoin sender. You can even use the Bitcoin sender that Kyle Honeycutt uses for the SegWit address. But I use Coinbase, and you can basically send an unconfirmed transaction as many times as you want and have it returned back to you, or send the whole thing. What's happening is you're just passing the fee on to the last person who wants it confirmed. So I can send out like many low fee transactions, and whoever's receiving them, they can actually, depending on their wallet, they can actually send out the unconfirmed transaction with like the higher fee if they wanted to, and then a miner would pick that up and pick up all the other transactions before it in order to add it into the block to receive that fee. So it really depends how you do it. So it's whoever wants the transactions in the block like really fast for whatever reason. Other than that, I think your transactions will stay unconfirmed, but it's not going to disappear. It would literally. I think the transaction malleability problem has really. I don't know if it solved that, but I've had transactions, as you've seen in the Bitcoin pot of gold, for up to I think 6 to 7 days. And it eventually did get confirmed. All right, the mempool just gets cleared out eventually. So, anyways, let's see what's next after this. All right, this is a Bitcoin magazine. This is new in-game cryptocurrency system lets you buy assets in the virtual reality world. So if you read this story, it's very interesting. It talks about virtual reality world. It talks about Second Life or high fidelity. Now, I've been hearing about this for almost like 2 to 3 years. How real is this? Is this vaporware? I don't know. I'm probably not going to participate in this, but I like the concept. The idea of a virtual reality economy, or even a augmented reality economy, where where you're wearing glasses or some goggles, and you're basically in a world where in real life you're just a normal person, but when you go into this virtual world or the augmented virtual reality, if anybody else who may have, these augmented glasses or virtual augmented goggles or virtual augmented glasses, you could be wearing skins. You might be a regular person wearing regular clothes, but if you're in an augmented virtual reality, kind of like the Pokemon Go, and people can see you in the virtual world, you could be like, all blinged out, right? With virtual diamond rings and virtual gold teeth and maybe a virtual Gucci pants and shirt and hat on. No one can see it. Only other people who participate in this virtual reality or virtual augmented reality. You could be driving like a cheap little Hyundai, but with a skin and maybe an augmented virtual reality or even virtual reality itself. You could be driving a Lambo, and with possibly, I mean, I know that I'm stretching this and just fantasizing, and this is just a fantasy, but if you can create a virtual reality where a virtual reality economy where the digital assets that you purchase are sellable, like you can actually trade them, you can trade them for money, people can buy and sell them. I mean, literally you're creating a virtual world here, and you know could you trade these like you trade real estate, like you trade cars, like people can design a car for you, even make a brand of it, and in virtual reality you're a bazillionaire in virtual reality, but in real life you're just a regular guy who has like, you know I don't know, 200 bitcoins, 100,000 bitcoins, whatever. And in virtual reality you got it all. You got the Lambo that you want. You're flying a plane in your virtual reality world, or maybe even an augmented. Well, I don't know. Flying a plane may not be work in an augmented reality, but you get the point. Like, you don't have to spend money. Okay, you don't have to spend your fiat currency in the physical world uh, for these luxury goods, because they're a waste of energy and time, right? It's just a status symbol. But if you're looking for a status symbol, why not use your virtual currency on a blockchain that you can track your assets? It wouldn't be like Bitcoin, but it kind of be similar to maybe like a counterparty asset. I would dare I say even like a Ethereum asset or Ethereum blockchain. I mean, that could be a use case for a virtual reality asset-based economy where your digital assets can be used and traded and sold and bought, and you can actually hire someone to create it. You know, Second Life. If you don't know anything about Second Life, people were actually creating clothes. They're creating homes. They're creating, cities. They were being paid. The only problem was, people were also copying these things. So once someone made it, you think it's unique. Well, somebody was copying it, and that's the problem with digital property, is that it's easy to copy. But if some reason somehow can, people can uh, protect your work, I think there's something to it. It's not like copywriting or patenting or anything. If you actually create something in virtual reality, like, I don't know, a customized car, customized clothes, a hat, skins, whatever it may be, you should get paid for the work that you've done. Although it's virtual, but I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. And what I like about it is that it doesn't. You could live you could be a virtually a millionaire and actually be a millionaire in the virtual world, but just be a regular person in reality. I don't know if that means anything. I'm sure a lot more people would like to be real millionaires than a virtual millionaire. So, but you know, there's some people who don't value those same things, and maybe just would like a lower, you know, footprint, and just like to be a virtual millionaire. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? People do interesting things online. I know that for sure. Just something to think about. Okay. I'm reading the chat here. Hey, Bitcoin B, welcome to the chat. Pisces Traits Rule 373, welcome to the chat here. Let's see what's going on. Jay Glad, starting my own ICO, tethering the price to the value of my kidneys. Okay. Oh, goodness. That is so funny. You guys are hilarious. And then let's see. Well, you know, Q-Bro, that's interesting what you say about having cybersex. You know, that could be a thing as well, believe it or not. You can engage in quote unquote cyber prostitution or cyber sex. You can pay to have cyber sex with somebody online. Now this is kind of, this may sound kind of wacky, but you know, we have virtual reality, you know, porn, right, where you have the VR uh, headsets to watch porn, right, and but you're just, you know, there viewing. There could be a case, you know, where you can actually have interactive porn or interactive sex with somebody online. You know, it would require some equipment, obviously. Maybe an actual somewhat of a doll that actually you can interact with, but somebody on the other end is actually interacting with you, and you're in some ways virtually, not only virtually, like immersed, either augmented or through VR and headsets and all that, but through actually some kind of I don't know, equipment that you interact, that you insert into, or you insert into yourself, you know, or something, and you could actually be having quote unquote cyber sex. And I don't know, you know, you could push the boundaries on some of those ideas. Like, are you having sex with somebody, or are you having sex with a gadget? And what are you paying for? Are you paying for sex? Because you're not really having sex with anybody. You're just having an interaction online with someone, and the sensation of having sex, you know. So cyber sex, yeah, I think there might be something there. There might be something there. You could have cyber prostitution, cyber pimping. What else? I mean, is it possible to be a cyber drug dealer? I mean, you know, well, if there's a possibility and people can make money on it, it most likely will happen. So that's very interesting. I'm not opposed to it. You know, I think some of these ideas have been talked about. Matter of fact, I did read a book called Virtual Reality, the philosophical venture into virtual reality. And I think that book actually talks about cyber sex. Like, literally, you are having sex with someone on the other side, except you're not physically in any contact, but you are actually have some kind of machine or gadget on you, where, you know, someone on the other side is doing something and you're feeling it on your side. So yes, cyber sex. You're just having sex with probably some kind of machine, but there's somebody on the other side operating that machine, giving you the sensation. Question is, are you really having sex? And if you had to pay for it, are you engaged in any illicit activity? That'd be the interesting question, you know. So a lot of interesting things that pop up into this live chat here. All right. All right, Merch Studios, you're saying there is some site I remember where you pay coins to turn on a vibrator of the exact cam girl or guy you're watching live. Interesting, interesting. Let me see. Pisces traits rule. What do you say? You say one lady on the trolley here in Dallas said, when asked would she invest in cryptos, responded, was it at its peak and not regulated? Okay. Oh goodness. You guys are really funny in the chat. All right, so let's see what's on there. Okay, so I'm back to this. All right, I'm back to this. So let me see. What should I do? Should I let me see. Can I go into anything else here? Well, let's take a look at let's take a look at Livecoin. Livecoin Watch. I always like to go on that site. Livecoin Watch is pretty good. Pisces trait rules 373. You have toys, I see. You guys are hilarious. All right, let me change my computer just like crashed on me and I have to reset all this stuff. All right, I think this is the right setting, hopefully. All right. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look here at the, these things just pop up. There's a little arrow here that comes up when you touch this crown, and you can just click on that and it will disappear. Jay Glad. Well, you're right. You never wanna put your PP into the toaster. You never. So, anyways, let's take a look here and let's see. Live Coin Watch has Bitcoin at 17,000. Eventually, I'll get to a chart analysis. I'll get to the mempool and then the fees of Bitcoin. Let's take a look here and see what's going on here. So let me see. Bitcoin for 30-day. I'm looking at the 30-day. I want to take a long-term view of the cryptocurrencies here to get a better idea. So 30-day Bitcoin's up 153%. All right. Ethereum, and the chart here is a quarterly chart, so it's 3 months. So you get an idea of what the price looks like. Let me see here. Ethereum is 107% in the 30-day period. Bitcoin Cash is up 57%. And then Litecoin is up 400%. Okay. Yeah, Litecoin seems to be a winner. Ethereum, when you compare it to Bitcoin, it's not such a winner after all. The percentage here represents fiat currency percentage. So it looks like it's a winner, but not a winner really. But Litecoin is definitely a winner for on the fiat side and on the Bitcoin side. Let me see, what are some bigger gains? IOTA, wow. IOTA's 30-day is at 407%. Dash is 156%. NEM, I don't know why, NEM 166%. I've done some analysis against Bitcoin, and some of these aren't really that great compared to Bitcoin pricing. Monero is at 172%. Let's see here. Cardano 353%. Wow, there's some impressive gains here. EOS, even EOS, Ethereum on steroids is 404% right now. Stellar 317%. I hope all you altcoiners are making money. I know you're making money, but I just think you're not making as much money or even more money if you just held on to Bitcoin. I mean, like, I know some YouTubers out there that actually I kind of know how much Bitcoin they have. I know they can actually buy a Tesla. All right, I know they can buy a Tesla and a house. They can buy a Tesla and a house paid for. All right. So I know some people. I don't know if some people in the chat. I know some of you probably have enough Bitcoins where you can probably buy a Tesla and a house paid in full, and pay in full, and you didn't have to pump any altcoins. You just had to hold on to your Bitcoin. So I know some of you in the chat. It doesn't take much. If you have 10 Bitcoin, I guess you can definitely buy a Tesla and put a down payment onto a house. So having 10 Bitcoins, I think that's not hard, because if you've been in it long enough, you probably have at least 10 Bitcoins. Waves, look at Waves here. Waves 243%, Populous 464, 468%. Let's see, what other big ones here? Ardor 360% increase. Stratus 192 increase. Monacoin 420% increase. Now this is all in fiat currency. This is all US dollar increase. Okay. Totally different story when you compare it to Bitcoin, but in fiat dollar, you altcoiners are making out. Let me see. NEX, NXT, 926%. BitShares 137%. Decred 168%. If some of you guys are miners, then you're probably making out as well. Bitcoin 100%. Tron 240%. Veritasium 210%. And you know what? It's like it's not that hard to make money buying cryptocurrencies, right? I think people who buy newsletters and all that, I think you're wasting your money and your time. You could probably just go ahead and throw a dart at like the top 100, and literally 30 days ago, if you did that, you probably made money. You probably made money. But that's because the price of Bitcoin went up, and so all these other coins have gone up too. Let's see here. What's a Dogecoin? Even Dogecoin made money, up 178% on the 30-day. Let's see. Let's just look at the triple digits here. Siacoin 152%. What's another? This Einsteinium, I have no idea, but 2,023% increase in 30 days. Let's see. Digix DAO 109%. And then Sentiment Network, SAN, for some reason, 1,424%. Hey, 21 million, I see you there. I know you're one of the persons. I know you're one of the persons, and all you had to do was buy Bitcoin. Like these people who do the pump and dump, they take their money, and then they do this pump and dump, and it reminds me a lot of like Tizen and Leon Fu, which they probably made, it's quite possible they made hundreds of thousands of dollars. But the irony is, if they actually took those profits, instead of cashing out, they actually, reinvested all their profits into their pump and dump to Bitcoin, they would be multi-millionaires. All right. Instead of like still working at their day jobs, scrambling around making YouTube videos, they could literally just stop working and stop making YouTube videos and just live off of Bitcoin. They could have. but they chose not to. You know, they chose to cash out on the pump and dumps. And yes, they made probably a couple $100,000. It's possible. I don't know for sure. It seems like they did because they talk a lot. But if they took that money and they reinvested into Bitcoin when they had the chance, when it was cheaper, they would be multi-millionaires right now. They could just literally just stop work, buy whatever car they want, buy a mansion, and they would still have enough money left over. But because they're not, because they don't see the greater picture, all right, and they're thinking that they put one on the greater fool when they actually are the greatest fool for not actually holding on to any Bitcoin, but yet preaching about how great it is. It's an irony. It truly is. So, anyways, let's take a look here. Let's go over. Let's do the mempool. Okay, let's go over the mempool here. You still want me to look at Ambercoin? Qburrow is Ambercoin's like not very good. Okay, so looks like the mempool is coming down right now. Let's have a look here. It's just been up and down, up and down. There's pretty high demand here. That just keeps going and going. Let me see what's in the how much transactions are in the mempool. 113,000. So right now it looks like it's eating away at the 100 Satoshi range. So 100 Satoshis is actually the backlog. You have to bump it up to 140 to almost 200 Satoshis per byte to get your transactions into the next block relatively soon or sooner. So anyways, so that's kind of where we are according to this here. And that's kind of where you want to be. That's where you want to be if you're going to do this. All right, so let's do that. Wow, it's got a long ways to go to work on that, but you can see it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 layers here that it has to go through. I'm not sure what's causing it. Either high demand, high use, or is the network getting spammed? It's hard to say. If you can wait, here's the craziest thing is, if you have a wallet or if you know how to do this, you can spend your unconfirmed. So go ahead and send your unconfirmed. If you can pass that fee to the next person who needs it really bad, let them pay to have that transaction confirmed, because once they do that, your transactions will confirm, and their transactions need to, and everybody previous to that it's stuck in the mempool, they have to get their transactions confirmed. So one person that pays the bill will pay the bill for all the unconfirmed transactions. But essentially, you can still send unconfirmed transactions, and it's pretty fast. Okay, it is. So it just depends. It really depends if if the other people can accept it, and if they're okay and they're cool with just waiting for it, then they can wait, or they can just spend the unconfirmed transaction and put the fee on it, and it'll get confirmed to the next person that you send it to. But all the other previous unconfirmed will get dragged and pulled into the next block. It has to be. It has to. So that's another way of trying to do it. So you think this is going to get worse? Qburrow, you want me to look at Ambercoin? I don't know why. I already looked at it. I don't think it's good. Ambercoin, wasn't that a proof of stake? Ambercoin? Oh my God, this thing's horrible. So, all right, I'm looking at Embercoin, and yeah, I think I've already looked at this, and this is a very bad investment. Really bad investment. Now, I guess if you want to be an altcoin pump and dumper, what you can do is you can try to buy it right now. Let me see, what's it worth? Oh my gosh, it's not even worth anything. You probably have to price this out in Litecoin or Doge or something. Let's see what markets there is. Yeah, there's not too many Bitcoin. There's Litecoin, and Doge. So you have to price this out in Litecoin and Doge because it's so cheap. And I guess if you want, you can sit on it forever and just pray and hope that somebody will pump it, either you or a group of pumpers, and you can cash out. But while you're waiting, the price of Bitcoin is probably going through the roof. So why would you even consider this token? It's one of those, it's an opportunity that's lost, that you will, opportunity cost that's lost. You could be making more money with Bitcoin than having your money tied up in this altcoin. Okay, so that's that here. All right, so let's go to Bitcoin. Coin fees .earn. FUD machine. You really think Embercoin is going to be on Bittrex and then Coinbase after that? You got to be. I know you're joking. Embercoin, like that's Embercoin's a crap coin. The only way it's ever going to show up on Coinbase is if you pay Brian Armstrong a lot of Ethereum or a lot of Bitcoin to have them listed on Coinbase. Let me see here. 100. I think I said 140. So I guess you could be almost at 100, but there's a lot of transactions stuck there. 140 will probably get you in, because I'm looking at it right here. But the mempool can easily rise in the morning. Who knows? But right now, this is what it looks like. So, but it doesn't usually mean it'll get confirmed. You're just taking a guess at it. Let me see. Where does it show green? Wow. It shows it at 400 satoshis per byte. So I think that's overpriced. You could probably be anywhere in between 140 satoshis per byte to like anywhere above 140 satoshis per byte to 400. So, but I think 400 is just way too much. Anyways, let's see what the average 400 satoshis per byte. I think that's way too much. That's just my opinion, because I'm looking at the different levels, and once you get above 140, that's when the transactions start getting confirmed, and the mempool kind of decreases, because you can see the red bar being the mempool, and the blue being actual confirmed. So after 140, it starts just to decrease after that, and increasing on block, being added into the block. All right, so now let's take a look. Let's take a look at Bitcoin wisdom. So let me see here. Qbro, Qbro. Embercoin is the coin Thomas G and Yellow Fever were pumping. They were doing a lot of stuff. What were they doing? Bitbean. What else were they? What else were they were doing? Gosh, they're doing a lot of stuff. I don't know what they were trying to accomplish, but you know, what was the other one? Pivx. They were doing Pivx. Um, you know, hopefully they made a lot of money. If you ask me, if they put the energy and time and effort into just holding on to their Bitcoin, they wouldn't have to pump. They would be extremely rich by now. Let me see then. Pisces trait rules 373. How many more coins do you think Coinbase will add? They'll probably add more coins. They'll be heavily regulated, though. I wouldn't expect any privacy coins. I don't think Coinbase will do any privacy coins. I think that's too risky for them. You know, and I don't think they'll add any ERC20 tokens either, unless they get licensed or they become a licensed exchange, securities exchange, which that might be in the pipeline for them. If they do that, then they can offer ERC20 tokens as securities, as long as the development team of the ERC token 20 tokens comply with securities law, which maybe some of them will, some of them won't. But I don't know. Seems more work, seems more money. But Coinbase will probably, they probably will do it. I think they will add more coins. I don't know how many, but I think they will, because the trading volume, unfortunately, just like all the other exchanges, they become like altcoin exchanges, Poloniex, Bittrex, pretty much most of the Chinese exchanges and the Korean exchanges. They're expanding their coin offering, and I think you just have to, because the more trades on a platform, the more money you can charge for the trade. So it's a volume. They need to create trading volume, and the more trading volume they have, the more money they'll make. So I think they'll just keep adding more. They'll be selective, but definitely add more. That might be a Bcash. You think they'll add Bitcoin Cash? Yeah, that might be. I mean, Bitstamp has already added Bitcoin Cash, and then there's other exchanges that are planning to add Bitcoin Cash. And if Bitcoin Cash is supposed to be a transactional, quote unquote transactional, cash, digital cash, cryptocurrency, then yeah, I could see Coinbase doing that. They're also a merchant processor. But so many other altcoins out there have tried to be a quote unquote digital cash, and none of them have really succeeded. So I don't think Bitcoin Cash is anything special, other than that they've co-opted the name Bitcoin into it, and that's probably the only thing about it. But obviously the value of Bitcoin Cash is nowhere near Bitcoin. So it's kind of like, do you want to buy a diamond ring or do you want to buy a quartz ring? Well, nobody wants a quartz ring, right? Maybe if you want to like be cheap and oh, nobody really wants to buy a quartz ring, right? Everybody wants to buy the diamond ring, a real ring. That's a real diamond. So even though you could save a lot of money and maybe be kind of cheap buying a quartz ring, but reality is a diamond ring will be worth more than a quartz ring all the time. And that's what Bitcoin and Bitcoin Gold is going to be like. Bitcoin Gold might be still around, and if it is, it'll be the quartz ring, and then Bitcoin will be the diamond ring. So let me take a look at this here. It looks like, excuse me here. All right, so let's just draw some simple lines. And I'm just going to draw some simple lines here. Sorry. So just drawing some simple lines here. Just trying to see where I should be drawing these lines. Okay. All right, so I'm just trying to draw some lines here just to get an idea what's going on. It's not, it doesn't seem like it's not trying to go down, and it is going sideways. It did make a new all-time high. With all-time, it's not much of an all-time high, but it is an all-time high, and it's been hanging around the 7, over the 7. You know, it's been going up and down between the 7,000 area quite a lot. I'd like to see it move up a little bit more, higher than that, and reach, you know, 7,000, stay above it. But the fact that it's still over $16,000 is still good to me. All right, so let's take a look here. I have to zoom in a little closer. So here's the moving trend line here, or here's the trend line, I should say, if you're going to be looking for any breakouts. So let's see. If you just follow this line and just watch it closely, see if it breaks out. I have, I guess, a little timeline here. Timeline with the price. Let's see, what would be 12/13, which is tomorrow. Let's see if something happens tomorrow around 5 a.m. 5 a.m. tomorrow. So a couple more hours. We'll see if it breaks down or breaks up. Has to break above this price here, which is 16,755, somewhere around there. Or if it breaks down to 16,200, and then the next option would be 15,819, and that's just on the hourly. I mean, if I look at it, you know, prices starts on the bottom left, ends up on the upper right. You know, based on that, it looks like a bullish sentiment. But let's see what happens here. Okay, let's look at the 12-hour. And okay, well, the 12-hour, the candlesticks are really getting small and thin. It does look like there is a lot of, you know, low volume, I should say. The range of these prices look like they're slowing down. Now, I say they look like they're slowing down, but you have to realize the price has moved tremendously. I mean, if you look at these candlesticks, they look like, you know, these candlesticks. And back then, when you were looking at these candlesticks, they were kind of big. You know, these candlesticks here, about the same body size, and you know, at the time, these were normal candlesticks, and these were like big ones. When you compare them with some of the large candlesticks that we've seen lately, these smaller candlesticks, they look small, but really they're not. They've had a lot of volume in them. But the candlestick does look very small. When you have something small like this, it kind of looks like, it almost looks like exhaustion, almost. You know, like buying exhaustion. Like people are not buying too much, and people aren't selling too much, and you're getting a very small range here. But as far as I know, the price, the spot price, is above the moving average, and as long as the spot price is above the moving average, that's usually a very bullish sign and indicates more upward movement in price. That's all I can say right now. Until that changes, you know, there's nothing different about it. So let's have a look at the 1 day. 1 day, same thing here. Small, very small bodies. Looks like it's getting exhausted. It looks like it's getting exhausted. There is a small little gap here, but the spot price is above the moving average. So you just have to hold or just stay steady and see what happens. So it did make an all-time high. So I'm on the 3-day. Let me pull out just a little bit more. Let me see here. So there is a gap here, but I think once you get another week of candle, another week coming up, I like to see where the moving average ends up. If it gets closer to the bottom of this candlestick, I would say that looks good. That looks really good, and there's probably a really good chance that the price will continue to go up. Although it looks really uncertain now when you're looking at the RSI of the previous 1-day, 12-hour, they look like they're going down. I think that's more consolidation, because if you look at the 3-day, it looks, the RSI looks like it's about to push up one more jab, one more push up higher on the 3-day. And again, the spot price is definitely above this moving average, above both of them, and they both point, I mean, they're both obviously pointing up. So that's always a sign of bullishness. Weekly, it's a green candlestick with the wick on top, which is usually an indication of movement, pressure to move up. There is a huge gap here. I like to see the weekly, see what happens if it makes another candle here, and I want to see where the moving average, how far it moves up, where it moves up coming next week. And if it's closer to the bottom of this candlestick, that's good, because that means by the time it makes another candle, by the time it makes it's this candle here and then the next candle, and it'll probably, if the price continues to go up, it'll look like this is going to touch the bottom of this. And hindsight 2020, it'll look like you should have been buying at this dip right here. And it did dip right here from this here, but just move right back up. So as long as the spot price is higher than the moving average, this is going to go up. That's all I can say. And that's kind of what it's been doing. So until it does something else, until the price actually does something else that I don't expect, like a couple months ago, I think I was calling a top, and I was anticipating a bear market. But when that doesn't happen, you have to consider reevaluation of the chart, of your analysis. And then if it doesn't work your way, that means you were wrong about the trade. You were on the wrong side of the trade. So if you're on the wrong side of the trade, then that means you should reevaluate what you did, and realize that you were on the wrong side, and change your position very quickly, and try to get on the right side of the trade. And so all I can say is that the prices have been moving higher, and anybody and everyone who has been long has gotten richer. People who didn't do that got wrecked. All right, people who are shorting got wrecked. And so just keep that in mind if you're going to be trading. Again, I don't trade on the exchanges. I trade peer-to-peer. And so when people come to me for a trade, that's when I sell. And when I need to get more Bitcoins, that's when I buy. It's really that simple. So for me, I participate in the market. I don't try to fight the market. Let me see. One more thing I'm going to check. Let's check local Bitcoins here real quick. Let's see what local Bitcoins is doing here as far as price. And I might even change the location. I like to see what Australia is doing. Australia, it should be daytime in Australia. Let me check the time here real quick. I'm just checking the time here. Let me see here. United States, Australia. Well, let's just take we'll take a price. We'll take a look at the price in the United States here before I go into the time zone here. See what figure out what Australia is up to. Okay, so it's about 4:30 in Brisbane. Let me see here. 7 a.m. in Germany, but Germany doesn't do local Bitcoin stuff. So here's the prices for local Bitcoins here. Lowest prices at 18,000. The problem is when you look at night, everyone kind of leaves, and these are just inflated prices. But 18,000 for the lowest price. They're all 18, then this one's 19,000 right here. So if you look at that, it seems like the price is going to go up if they're not willing to sell at a lower price, but it does look different. So let me change the location here, and let's say Australia. Let's see what the price is in Australia. Cash deposits in Aussie amount to my other currency calculator here. All right, so let's see what it is here. Let's see what the lowest. So they should be trading right now. So these are the prices. Let me see, Aussie dollar. Let's see what the Aussie dollar, Australian dollars. So let me see what the price is. 24,039. That's good enough. I won't go into the pennies. That's $17,969. That's just the first one. That's not always the one you want to pick. I mean, you want to pick the fifth one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 24,442. Let me see here. 24,421. And that's $18,254 in US dollars. This is an active market, so they're actively trading. You see the green bars here that somebody's waiting for the trade to, that they're doing. So let me, if I go back to the US, United States here, go back to cash deposits. We'll take a look at that, and we'll compare it to the price that the Aussies are trading, and very close. Australian dollars to US dollars is 18,254, and as you see here, very close. At least the first one. So during the night, this is probably the right price in which it's going to be starting at tomorrow. $18,000, 372. 18,372. So prices, man, that's not bad for one Bitcoin. That's pretty good, actually. All right, so back to this here. So, I just want to say, like, just because you may be a millionaire, right? If you're new to this space and you think you're a millionaire, or you think you know how to work it, be careful, because you're green, and the people who have been in this space have matured enough to know that when to get in and when to get out, and when not to do a deal. So you probably want to be careful if you're watching this. So anyways, so I'm pretty much going to conclude this episode. How mature are you? Do you think you're mature enough? Have you matured enough? I think there's a lot of new people who are definitely green. And I think the people who have been in this space long enough, they probably know or have a really good idea of how things work, how things really work. And they're probably, I know at least I'm prepared, and I hope a lot of you are prepared. I'm not saying the market's crashing. What I'm saying is I'm prepared for whatever happens. If the price goes up, I've got Bitcoin. If the price goes down, I've got cash to buy more Bitcoin. And so that's what I'm trying to say. I'm prepared. You know, if you're all in or all out, you know, you're either going to miss the boat either way, or you're gonna be very lucky and you time the market just right, which is very hard to do. I'm very skeptical that people can just time the market just right. So, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and conclude this episode. Feel free to like, dislike, leave a comment, or even video. Oh, wait, like, dislike, leave a comment after the live stream, or even do a video response. Until next time, everyone, stay tuned. All right. So, end this live stream.